Up next on the MARR Rock Show, a band I'm very excited about. They are from Cheyenne, Washington. They are Message from Sylvia, and I stumbled across their first release, and I'm very excited. We've got Matthew Nevitt with us. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how you doing, Rocky?
I'm doing great. Now, some folks may have heard me just say your name and said, wait a minute, I've heard this guy before, because you got a history with some bands I always liked, in Echo Valve and Story Drive.
Oh, wow. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, both bands I still got on my iPod. So tell folks how this band came together.
A phone call, man. It's pretty crazy, actually. Yeah. It was just a simple phone call. Our manager at the time had contacted a promoter that I had just been talking to. I was actually trying to book a buddy's band, do a couple favors for them. Lo and behold, somebody was talking about me that I didn't even know, and I got a hold of this promoter, and he had told me that a certain manager had gotten a hold of him, and that they wanted to contact me about something, and I was open to the opportunity, So from here on there, it was pretty much our history.
Hey, tell us a little bit about the record. It's a self-titled record, but let me know a little bit about where it was recorded and who produced it.
Oh, for sure, man. So, shortly after I got the phone call, the brothers and our producer, Sahaj Tikkanen, they had already actually started on the album. There was ideas for songs well before, I even got to be a part of any of it. So after the phone call that I had talked to you about already, I started working with our producer, Sahaj Tikkanen, who, he's most well known for the band Raw, fronting the band Raw, writing the music for Raw. He's an incredible dude, incredible producer, incredible musician, incredible singer, songwriter. So we basically started off, he started sharing me some of the ideas and some of the songs that, they were trying to capture before I came into the picture. And I liked a lot of it. One song in general that really got me was the song Alive. It was just perfect. For me, it was perfect. The movement of the music, the lyrics, the melodies. I was like, wow, you can't really, for a record like this, in the direction taking the band, where the band was headed, I was just looking at it like, there's really nothing that I could add to this other than maybe my voice, And as a songwriter myself, that's kind of hard to swallow, You always want to put your stamp on something, not just your voice. But I knew going forward from that song, I was like, oh man, I could be a part of this, and I can bring something kind of special myself to this as well. So Alive got me right off the bat, man. So I started working with Sahaj from my home studio. And then, once we knew that nobody was going to waste any other time, we, booked a flight to LA. I met the brothers for the first time. They picked me up from the airport. So that was fun, I think it was a rush of reality, for everybody that time, they had been doing their thing in First Decree for so long. Their singer in that band, still one of their best friends, and I actually consider him a great friend. Travis is a remarkable dude, and I'm happy for everything that they were able to do in that band together. But I think it was just like walking up into the motorhome. It was just a brush of reality for them that wow, this is really going to be a change, and it might be a bigger change than we ever thought. And that's really what happened, So we started recording the album and, had great chemistry, with Sahaj in the studio. Combined a lot of ideas that I was bringing to the table. Even actually a song that really wasn't even meant for this album or this project, but we kind of got hit up by our management, and, they're like, guys, we have to have a follow-up a rock follow-up. I feel we have a ton of potential follow-ups on this record and singles on this record, but they just wanted something just as exciting as Heart of War. And I had been working on something previous that I did bring to the table after that conversation, which turned into being right here and now. And it was just crazy, man. They were like, "Yeah, you got to give us another single." It's like, wow, you know, we've been in the studio for like 3 days, and you already got on me about, you know, getting Heart of War done, because basically Heart of War went out to radio, you know, the moment we stepped out of the studio. I'll be honest with you. So it's been a crazy ride. I mean, you know, everybody says, you know, it's an emotional roller coaster, and it truly is. You know, it's craziness.
Yeah, now, Heart of War was the one that drew my attention right away. In fact, we do a music chart here called the Golden Dozen. We actually debuted it this week as our number 2 song. As soon as I heard it, it was instant. Love that tune. And stylistically, one of the things I find interesting about your band is the songs are kind of like a roller coaster ride and change in pace and style within the same tune. Is that something that you've ever thought about, or is it part of your writing style?
You know, I think for the most part, man, I think everybody conceptually was like in the same place in time, you know, when we finished this record together. You know, obviously we wanted something dynamic, but at the same time, you know, to write a record, you need to write a record. You just can't compile a bunch of songs and hope they fit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. There was definitely a direction to this. There was a method to the madness.
So as a well-seasoned veteran of touring, I know you're out right now, and what kind of tour are you on now? Tell folks about it.
Dude, right now, I am standing underneath the sun in Petaluma, California, trying to get that vitamin D in me. It's a beautiful day, man. We're looking forward to the show tonight as well. Sacramento was killer last night. Santa Cruz was awesome before that. So we've been in California here for the last 3 days. So California has been wonderful for us. The tour has been incredible. The bands are killer. They're good people, great musicians, great performers. Red, obviously, you know, second to none, man. They come out and they're professional and they kill it. And, you can really tell, you know, the impact they have on their following, and it's really neat to watch every night.
So, you know, I've seen you with your other bands at the festivals and stuff over the summer. Now, I guess I was going to ask you about festivals. I guess with the album just coming out this week, probably a little late for this summer's festivals.
I hear you. Yeah, since we're getting such a late start with releasing the album, unfortunately, we didn't have a lot of opportunities running our way. The fun thing is some festivals, some smaller festivals, and some mid-level festivals are filtering in now. Which that's great, and you know we're very happy to be a part of those. We'll go ahead and we'll start releasing dates for those here pretty soon. They're actually going to coincide with our next tour that starts May 10th. We're not really releasing dates yet, but it is filling up pretty quick. We're going out with the guys in Never Say Die. They were former members of,
I'm just laughing. I'm laughing because I just had them on the show last week. I actually saw them live for the first time a couple of nights ago, and they are amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I've heard great things about them. They were actually out with some buddies of mine last year, so I'm sure that was a fun camaraderie being out on the road together. And I'm sure they know us boys. You know, I'm sure they up the ante for the Never Say Die guys every night. So I'm sure they're going to be a solid act, and we're really looking forward to our tour.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, I literally was at the last show of that tour this past weekend with Never Say Die and Another Lost Year, and those guys are great friends of the show. So, hey, with that said, is there any fingers crossed here? Any hope of an East Coast run?
Actually, we're going to get pretty close. We're going to be out together close to 2 months. So I know we're going to start in the mountain zone and we're gonna come into the Midwest and then shoot down to Florida and then up the coast. I think the furthest up the coast, though, we're probably going to get is Baltimore. So that's probably close enough to y'all, right?
Oh yeah, man. I'm in Lancaster,
areas.
Pennsylvania. I am 1 hour away from Baltimore.
Yep. So that could be killer. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long one. We're trying to capitalize on every market, that we've hit since December. I mean, because honestly, dude, I mean, we've been a touring band since December. We started out with the guys at Blacklight District. We did a solid month and a half with them. And then right after that, we jumped on with the band Eve to Adam, and those dudes took us out for a solid month and a half. That was a great run too. So, we've been, all the way from Florida all the way up, into New York and through the Midwest, and now all the way through, into the West Coast. And now is our chance to capitalize all this, especially now that we have our album. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And hey, man, Matt, I've had a great time talking to you. Once again, the band is Message from Sylvia, and touring with, man, a lot of great bands. Another Last Year, Never Say Die, and Eve to Ab. So they're going to be on tour a lot. Go check them out for sure. And hey, man, thanks a lot for being on the show today.
Yeah, Rocky, I appreciate your time.